All right, it is internship time. Hello, everyone. My name is Dominique James. I'm the comms director here at College to Congress. Again, I want to welcome you to our C2C Loves HBCUs webinar. We're going to be together for about the next 30 minutes telling you exactly how you can kickstart your career in public service with an all-expense-paid internship on us. So let's dive into everything. Again, my name is Dominique James. I'm the comms director. Important things to know about me. Number one, I am a graduate of Spelman College. So all my HBCUs or any Spelman fans, love you. Hit me up in the chat box. Couple things about me. So my role as comms director is to help get the word out about HBCUs. I'm an Atlanta girl, but I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Now work here in DC. And I got my start in politics actually with President Obama's re-election team. And in addition to my work here, I work as a political consultant. So if you are thinking about running for office, let's definitely stay in touch. As we dive into the webinar, I want to make sure that you are prepared to get the most out of it. So first things first, if you are on your laptop, or maybe even your tablet, you should see a raise hand feature. So if you have any questions, go ahead and you can test out that raise hand feature. We'll see your hand and your name pop up on our screen. So if anyone is online, go ahead, test that. We'll see your hands pop up. The second thing is we want this to be a very interactive webinar. So if you have any questions at all, make sure that you drop them in our chat box. You can go ahead, test out the chat box. We'll see it pop up on our end, or you can use the Q&A feature. And last but not least, I know we are catching you on a Monday, so just in case you have to work and you have to leave us early, I want to give you our best contact email. So that is program@college2congress.org. So for any questions that you have to follow up with us about, that's going to be the best email address for you to use. Now, let's get started on all the important stuff.
Hello, everyone. I was hiding off to the side, so hope I didn't scare anyone. My name is Casey Clark. I'm the program director here at College to Congress. A little bit more about me is I was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii. I graduated from SMU in Dallas, Texas with a double major in film and political science. My husband likes to say that I majored in propaganda. And I have my master's from Johns Hopkins in education. And so my loves include education, policy, advocacy, all of those things, and they come together with my job here at College to Congress, here to support you all. And then with my spare time, I'm also a ANC, so that's Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner. So in DC, it's kind of like a city council member of a state.
We call her the Honorable Casey Clark here at the office, so put some respect on her name. At C2C, we love interns, so we not only help interns secure, students like you secure internships, we need help in our office. So we're actually going to turn power over to our very own interns to run the rest of the show, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi guys, my name is Brandon Henry. I am a sophomore political science major, legal communications minor from Greensboro, North Carolina, originally home of North Carolina A&T, but as of right now I live in Atlanta.
Hello everyone, my name is Aliyah Hardy. I am a senior political science major, strategic communications minor, and I attend the illustrious Howard University, also known as the real HU. Don't let anyone tell you anything else. We're the real HU. And I was born in Ontario, Canada, and grew up in Detroit.
If we have some Hampton people on the line, I think they would disagree with that. Keep taking it away.
So our mission at College to Congress is to create a more inclusive and effective Congress by empowering the next generation of public servants.
So that mission kind of found itself in our founder and CEO, Audrey Henson's personal story. So Audrey comes from very humble beginnings. Her family lived in a trailer park, and actually she attended a community college before she transferred to a four-year university. She wasn't, actually I think she wasn't sure if she wanted to go to college at first. She kind of contemplated first, she wasn't sure if she could afford it. And after she went to the community college and then transferred, she decided that she wanted to go and find a congressional internship in DC. So she scoured the internet. She drove all the way up here just to find out that it was unpaid. She had to take a $6,500 student loan and work 2 jobs in addition to her full-time internship to be able to afford the opportunity. But luckily, it kind of worked out for her. She was washing her hands in the bathroom one day, and she was able to overhear some high-level officials talking about a staff assistant position that was available in an office near her. She applied, she got the job, and from there on, she worked as a legislative correspondent, legislative aide, into the private sector, and now the CEO of the company. So she kind of created C2C based on her own personal experience, and just to kind of pay it forward to students who wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity.
How many of y'all can relate to her story? Go ahead, raise your hand so we can see you. I have Pell Grant myself. Student loans are real, so we love Audrey. And DC is very expensive. So we're all thankful for Audrey, and it's why we're all here today. So what do we do, Aaliyah?
So what do we do at College to Congress? I know you guys are probably wondering, are we real? And yes, we are. We wouldn't be here today if we weren't. And some of what we do, so number 1, we help you secure a congressional internship. And number 2, we cover all the expenses. I'm sorry. So we cover your housing while you're here, your food while you're here, transportation while getting around DC. It can be hectic, and not everybody's used to taking the metro. So we cover you with Lyft, our partnership with Lyft. So you'll have a way to get around, and you're covered with that. We cover your flights. So wherever you're coming from, we'll fly you out here while you're here doing your internship. And food, of course, I might have already said that, and clothing. So your first outfit and your outfits while you're here doing your internship is also covered by College to Congress while you're here. We also pair you with bipartisan allies. So here at College to Congress, we're really big on bipartisanship. So you'll be paired with someone of the opposite party, and they'll be kind of like your friend and mentor throughout your time here, so you can kind of see what it's like working in Congress, I imagine, being with people with different views as you, and seeing where you guys align in some areas. We also provide training and development, of course. So we're grooming you to become future leaders, future people of Congress, and that's our goal here at Play.
At College to Congress.
At College to Congress. That is our goal here at College to Congress. And also we want to connect you with jobs on Capitol Hill. So we're not just training you and then you go back to your home state, and then that's it. We're going to connect you with people here in DC. We're going to connect you with our alumni, people who are still here in DC who can give you some guidance. And of course, through our sponsorships and partnerships, you have that outreach available to you. And at College Congress, for the financial need, we ask anybody who qualifies for federal Pell Grants, ADA, DACA students, or student veterans even, we encourage you guys to apply.
Awesome, thanks, Aaliyah. So we have awesome alumni. We are going into our 4th year as a nonprofit, but as you can see, we're changing lives. Students from all across the country, every shade and color, every political belief. You have a home and a family here. And actually 5 of our interns, of our alum, either work in Congress full-time, part-time, or have taken a second internship. So we are living our mission, and we're excited to have you join us.
So representation matters a lot to us here at College to Congress. So historically speaking, we've represented students who are Pell Grant eligible, who come from communities of colors, who are student parents, who are first-generation Americans, who have served in the military, who are LGBTQ members, DACA students, or first-generation college students. Congress is currently missing a ton of critical voices, and it's because they don't have people from different perspectives to be able to talk about issues or talk about the realities. So also, we all have very different life experiences, and we want to be able to take those experiences and put them into something progressive like College to Congress.
Awesome.
So as of now, there are currently 17 HBCUs represented in Congress, but that's out of 101. So clearly, there's a place for us to grow. So if you don't see your college represented here, it could be one day. We urge you guys to apply and to just kind of take a look at our program.
And change that. So
change it. Yeah, I don't see Hampton there, but you know, if that happens.
Whoa! Fighting words over there. I'd love to see a Spelman night or 2 in Congress, which brings us to why we are here today. Help us bring more HBCU interns to Congress. And there are 2 ways you can do it. So number 1, we want everybody on this line and everybody that's going to see the recording apply to be part of our 2020 program. And Casey will tell you in just a minute what that looks like. In short, go to our website, www.collegetocongress.org/apply. You will see a little button with a link to our application. You'll have to create a little login, and everything you need will be there. And the second thing we need everyone to do is help us grow the movement. So introduce us to communities, to campus or community programs and organizations that we should know and work with. So kicking it over to Casey to walk you through our application process.
So here is our timeline. It's very big picture, but you can see how the process goes. The application opened on October 1st, and it closes on November 30th. So I think it's around 2 weeks left. In December, the applicants will go on to the next round. That next round could be anything from an additional essay, could be anything from an interview or a video. It's really fun and exciting. Semi-finalists will move on to the final rounds in January. So that is when we reveal who the College to Congress class is, and they're starting to interview directly with congressional offices. And you do that on the phone because in May, you pack your bags and come to DC, the most exciting time. So even though you have 2 weeks left, it might sound like a really short time to apply. Our application at that first round, you can do it in an hour or 2. And so if you're interested in this program, which we think you should be, I would get started in contacting letters of recommendation and start working on that application.
Awesome, awesome. So that is the information that we had to share today. We are going to open the line up for Q&A. So again, if you have any questions, 2 things. 1, go ahead, raise your hand. We will see it on our end. Or you can drop us a note in the chat box, which I actually need to pull up right now for everyone. There we go. Or send us a note in the chat box. So if you have any questions at all about our application, about College to Congress, what it looks like, what we do, etc., now is the time to ask. So send a note in the chat or raise your hand for the Q&A. And one thing I will do very quickly so everyone can see it in the chat is drop a link to our website, collegetocongress.org/apply. So you have everything you need to know, learn, and do to come join us in Washington, D.C. So I am going to go ahead and pause the, hey. Hi, Janae. Most important thing, what school are you from, Janae? Go ahead and tell us so we can shout you out as you're typing. Janae's question, just in case anyone can't see while she tells us her university, is Howard. Okay, local.
She's in my poli-sci class, actually. That name seems very...
I was about to say, I think I have a group chat with Janae in it. Yeah, I think we have the same political parties class.
Thanks so much for joining us, Janae, at the, what do you say, illustrious Howard University. So Janae's question is the program only available to Pell Grant eligible students? The short answer is yes. So specifically, if you qualify or are eligible for the federal Pell Grant, or you receive federal funding because you have recognized as a disability status, or you are an undocumented student, or you're a student veteran. And Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, but student veterans in particular receive a lot of their education work through the GI Bill. So if you fit one of those 4 criteria in terms of financial aid, then you are eligible for our program, and we'd love to see you. If you have an extenuating circumstance, I would encourage you to email us at the program at collegetocongress.org in case you can address that question directly. Hope that answered your question, Janae. Any other questions? Awesome, you're welcome. Any other questions for us on the line? If not, we're gonna drop, and we better not get emails saying, I forgot to ask my question. Now is your chance to get us live before our phones go crazy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Holding once, holding twice. Well, we wanted to keep this webinar short and sweet. Hakeem, my Morehouse brother, how are you? I appreciate you. So Hakeem's question is, if we live in the DC area, do we still get housing? The answer is yes. And I can kick it over to Casey to talk a little bit more about housing, but in short, yes, we want to make sure that our intern cohort works together and you have housing convenient to DC.
So we've had students from other universities in the area who have housing for the semesters, but we want to keep you covered for housing needs. And so like what Dominique said, we keep cohorts in the same area so that when we do trainings or leadership series, you can travel together and bond together as a group.
Excellent. Did that answer your question, Hakeem? So yes, even though you live in the DC area and may go to school in the DC area, we'll still take care of your housing and all of those other costs that we mentioned. So you don't have to worry about that.
And I would just like to add, that's one of the things that just makes College to Congress so great, because I don't know if any of you all have had internships in the past, but just juggling that with school, or if your internship is in a different state, having to worry about housing and just how you're going to pay rent, especially if it's unpaid or pays little, it's just a hassle that it distracts you from being able to focus on your internship, which is later on going to help you with your career path and get into the next step. So it's just awesome. Even if you live in DC, like Casey said, that is covered. That's one expense you don't have to worry about.
I mean, and even still, just being able to bond with people who are politically like-minded and even people who aren't. Like our cohort of last year was 18 people. So to be able to bond with 17 other people who care about politics just as much as you do, this kind of creates a really fun environment.
Awesome. 2 snaps for that. We will stay on the line for a few more questions if you have them. Hey, Spellman. Hey, appreciate you. And he said agree. Perfect. All right. We'll take just one more question. We don't want to keep y'all on the line long. Just wanted to let y'all know that we're here, we're real, and we're so excited to see you apply.
And please share this too. Like if you have, we're open to all majors also. So share this with anyone who just wants, Capitol Hill experience, or just being in DC even, or just getting out of your norm or something.
Oh, okay. Xavier, you missed the most important question. Where school do you go to so we can shout you out, Xavier? And while you're typing your school, I'll read your question aloud for everyone on the line. What is the minimum classification required? Classification, I assume you mean in terms of school year, but I will pass it off to Casey to answer that.
So we work with juniors and seniors because we found in the past that is Morehouse.
Woo woo!
Wow, y'all represented.
So juniors and seniors are the ones ready to take a next step, like Olivia mentioned, where we connect you with jobs right after. We want to make sure that network lives on for your career. So juniors and seniors are ready to take that next step. Freshmen and sophomores are a little bit too far out.
And I'll also add something we've seen in the past, and if y'all are keeping up with the news, is we want to make sure that we're putting you in a safe environment. And it just gets a little tricky in DC if you're underage, but you're being invited to like receptions and receptions and events where there's a lot of alcohol. And so we want to make sure, again, if you're a college junior or senior, more often than not, you're closer to that 21 age. And so that's another reason for our classification requirement. But keep following us, even if you are an underclassman, because we have some really exciting things that we are rolling out in the future that I cannot talk about now, but will be open to all classes and majors. So excellent question, Xavier. All right, last call for questions. We'll say going once, going twice. I don't think I see any typing. Going 3 times. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining our live webinar and Q&A. Again, if you have any questions, please send them to program@College2Congress. After this, we complete the recording, we'll clean it up. We'll make sure to put it on our Instagram so that you can watch this again, or you can share it with other friends who may be interested in College of Congress. We really, really hope to see your names in our application pool. So congratulations early congratulations to everyone for having, the passion to serve and improve our country. And we look forward to seeing you in DC. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye.